Anna had always believed that some people entered your life like quiet storms, soft at first, then suddenly loud enough to shake everything you thought you knew. That was exactly how Marcus walked into her world. He wasn't new. In fact, she had known him for years through his sister, Tiana, who also happened to be Anna's closest friend since secondary school. But something changed the night Anna looked up and caught him watching her with those dark, unreadable eyes, like he knew her heart before she even touched it. Anna was a beautiful black young woman in her early 20s, blessed with long curly hair that framed her soft honey-brown face like waves of midnight silk. She carried herself with calm confidence, never loud, never trying to be seen, yet always noticed. On this particular evening she sat in Tiana's living room, legs crossed, scrolling through her phone, unaware that someone else had entered the room. The lights flickered slightly when Marcus stepped out of the hallway. He was different now, taller, sharper, with muscles that moved beneath his fitted shirt like shadows responding to light. His jaw was stronger, his gaze darker, and there was a heaviness in his presence, the kind that made the air grow still. "Anna," he said in a low, deep voice that carried something she couldn't place, tiredness, danger, or maybe just a truth he didn't want revealed. She lifted her head slowly. "Marcus? You're back." Tiana rushed out of the kitchen with a grin. "My brother came in last night. And can you imagine? He didn't even tell me he was coming home." Marcus shrugged. Plans changed. But Anna caught the tension in his shoulders, the quick flicker of unease in his eyes. He didn't just come home. He fled from something. She didn't know why she sensed it, maybe because she had always been too good at reading hidden emotions, or too soft-hearted to pretend she didn't notice. He sat across from her, elbows resting on his knees. Every now and then, he stole glances at her, glances that lingered too long for a man who used to treat her like just his little sister's friend. Something about him felt heavier, darker, and disturbingly magnetic. Tiana continued chattering, talking about school, work, and how she missed having him around. But Anna barely heard her. She kept feeling Marcus's eyes on her, like he was searching her soul for something she didn't yet know she had. Finally, when Tiana went upstairs to grab something, the living room fell silent. Marcus leaned back. "You changed." She blinked. "Me? Since when?" "Since the last time I saw you." His gaze drifted to her hair, her lips, then her eyes. "You look grown." The words stirred something warm in her chest. She wasn't used to him sounding like that. He used to be cold, distant, never paying attention to anything other than his own world. "You changed too," she said quietly. "A lot." A slow breath escaped him, as though he'd been waiting for her to notice. "Yeah. Life does that to people." What he didn't say was louder than what he did. There was a story behind his eyes, one wrapped in shadows and silence. Before she could ask what happened, there was a sudden sound outside, a car door slamming too hard, then footsteps rushing past the house. Marcus's posture shifted instantly. He stood up, shoulders squared, jaw clenched. His entire energy transformed from calm to alert, like a soldier hearing a threat. Anna frowned. "What's wrong?" "Nothing," he said quickly. Too quickly. He crossed the room and peeked through the curtains before dropping them just as fast. That was when she realized it. Marcus wasn't just different. He was hiding. He turned back to her, expression softening just slightly. "Don't tell Tiana I went out." "Out? Where?" Anna asked. But he didn't answer. Instead, he moved closer, his voice barely above a whisper. "You shouldn't get too close to me." "Why?" Another pause. His throat tightened. His eyes softened in a way that unsettled her heart. "Because I'm not the same person you think I am." Before she could ask anything else, he walked out the back door and disappeared into the night. When Tiana came back down with a bowl of popcorn, she looked around. Where did Marcus go? Anna forced a smile. He just stepped out. She didn't tell her what she saw. She didn't tell her that his face held fear, or that something dangerous lingered around him like a shadow glued to his skin. Later that night, when Anna stepped outside to head home, she saw a black motorcycle parked across the street. A man leaned on it, helmet in one hand, phone in the other. The streetlight wasn't enough to show his full face, but she knew from his height, his shoulders, his stillness. Marcus had been waiting for her. When she approached, he didn't move. He simply spoke in a quiet, low tone. "Let me take you home." "Why?" "Because it's not safe for you to walk alone tonight." Her heart trembled. "Marcus, what's going on with you?" He looked away, swallowing hard. "I can't tell you. Not yet." Then he handed her the helmet. "Please, just trust me." And for the first time in her life, Anna felt fear and attraction in the same breath. The helmet felt heavier in Anna's hands than it should have. Not physically, emotionally. It was the weight of a decision she knew she shouldn't make, but her heart made it for her anyway. Marcus stood there beside his motorcycle, the streetlight carving sharp edges across his jawline, making him look like someone who lived on the edge of danger. Someone who carried storms in his pockets. And yet he waited, patient but tense, like he needed her to say yes more than she understood. "Are you coming?" he asked with a low, steady voice. Anna hesitated. "Marcus, just tell me what you're involved in." His jaw tightened. "I can't." "What? Don't you trust me?" His eyes softened with something she wasn't prepared for, pain. Real pain. "I trust you more than you know. That's the problem." The words struck her heart like a secret confession, but before she could respond, he turned away slightly as if fighting emotions he didn't want to show. Anna finally lifted the helmet. "Fine. Take me home." For the first time that night, something like relief flashed across his face. She got on the bike behind him, her hands hesitating before resting on his waist. But the moment she touched him, Marcus stiffened, just for a second, then relaxed as if her touch steadied something inside him. When the bike roared to life, Anna gripped him tighter, her heart pounding with a mix of fear and something dangerously close to excitement. They moved through the night, wind whipping through her curls. The city lights blurred into gold and silver streaks as they sped past empty streets. But Anna wasn't scared. Not of the ride. What scared her was the way her heartbeat synced with his, the way she leaned into him like he was something she had always been meant to hold. When he finally stopped in front of her compound, he kept the engine running, ready to leave as quickly as he arrived. Anna removed the helmet slowly. "Thank you," she said, voice gentle. "I won't always be able to do this," Marcus murmured. "Do what?" "Keep you safe." There it was again, those strange, haunting words that made her chest tighten. "Marcus," she whispered, "what are you running from?" He looked away, staring into the darkness beyond the gate, as though something was out there watching him. "I can't tell you," he said. "But I need you to promise me something." "What?" "If anyone ever asks about me, if anyone strange comes around, don't talk to them. Don't let them near you. Don't let them near Tiana." Anna's breath caught. "Marcus, are you in trouble?" His silence was the answer. Silence that screamed louder than words. He finally turned back to her, lifting a hand slightly before stopping himself, like he wanted to touch her cheek but decided he had no right to. His voice dropped lower, softer. "Anna, please. Just listen to me." She nodded slowly. "I'll do what you ask. But you owe me the truth someday." His eyes lingered on her lips, then her eyes as if searching for strength in them. "Someday," he whispered, and she felt the promise settle between them like a fragile thread. He handed her the helmet, briefly brushing her fingers, just a touch but enough to spark heat up her arm. "Go inside. Lock your door." "And you?" she asked. "Where will you go?" A humorless smile ghosted across his lips. "Where I'm needed." She wanted to ask more, but he revved the engine and disappeared into the night, swallowed by darkness as though he belonged there. Inside her room, Anna couldn't sleep. Marcus's face haunted her. The fear, the strength, the sadness, the way his voice trembled when he told her to trust him. She replayed every moment of the ride, every glance he gave her. She had seen Marcus angry before. She had seen him cold. But tonight, he was afraid. And Marcus was not the type of man who feared easily. Around 2 a.m., just as she began drifting off, she heard something. A soft tap. Then another. She sat up, heart racing. Someone was throwing small stones at her window. She rushed to peek outside, and froze. Marcus. Standing in the shadow of a tree, half hidden, breathing hard like he'd run a long distance. His shirt was slightly torn, his hair disheveled. There was a cut on his arm that glistened in the moonlight. Anna quickly unlocked the window. "What happened?" she whispered. "Don't come down. Just listen." "Marcus, you're bleeding." "It's nothing," he said, brushing it off though his voice was strained. "You're the one I need to check on." "Me? Why?" He scanned the street like a hunted man. "Someone followed us earlier. They're looking for me. I need to make sure they never look for you." Anna's voice shook. "Marcus, who are you involved with?" For the first time he looked directly into her eyes, no walls, no secrets, just truth wrapped in danger. "A group I should have never joined." Her heart dropped. "Marcus." "Anna," he said quickly, voice low and urgent, "stay inside for the next few days. Don't go out alone. Don't trust anyone." "Marcus, you're scaring me." "I know." His chest rose shakily. But I'd rather scare you than lose you. Her breath caught. Lose me? Before she could respond, he stepped back into the shadows. I'll come back when it's safe. I promise. And like a ghost of the night, Marcus vanished again. Anna barely slept after Marcus disappeared into the darkness again. Every time she closed her eyes, she saw the cut on his arm, the panic in his breathing, the shadows clinging to his movements. She tried to convince herself that she was overthinking things, that maybe Marcus just got into a stupid fight or an argument with some street guys. But her heart knew better. Marcus wasn't running from boys. He was running from men. Dangerous ones. By sunrise, she was still awake, sitting on her bed with her knees pulled to her chest. The soft hum of the city waking up did little to calm her nerves. She kept replaying his words, I'd rather scare you than lose you. They echoed in her chest, tightening something too deep to ignore. When her phone buzzed, she jumped. A text from Tiana. Tiana, morning baby girl. You awake? Come over now, let's eat breakfast. Anna hesitated. Marcus told her not to go out alone. But this was just Tiana's house, 2 streets away. Normal. Safe. Familiar. Right? Anna typed back. Anna, okay, I'm coming. She got dressed, slipping on a hoodie to hide her anxiety, and left the house. As she walked down the quiet street, every sound made her flinch. Motorcycles in the distance, footsteps behind her, cars slowing down. She kept looking back, paranoia crawling under her skin. But when she got to Tiana's house, the familiar scent of pancakes eased her nerves a little. Tiana opened the door dramatically, hair wrapped, wearing oversized pajamas. Look at you, Tiana teased. You look like you didn't sleep at all. Anna forced a laugh. Just a long night. Same. Marcus came in late and left early again. That boy can never stay in one place. Anna's heart skipped. He left. Yeah, Tiana said, rolling her eyes. Didn't even take breakfast. Just walked out like someone was chasing him. Anna swallowed hard. Someone IS chasing him. They ate breakfast, talked about random things, pretended life was normal. But Anna kept glancing toward the hallway, expecting Marcus to appear any moment. He didn't. After breakfast, Tiana went to shower, leaving Anna alone in the living room. While scrolling through her phone, she heard the slight creak of the front door opening. Her heart raced, too fast. She turned. And froze. A man she had never seen before stepped inside. He was tall, muscular, with small scars scattered across his face like a map of violence. He wore black boots, black shirt, black gloves. His eyes were sharp, cold, scanning the room like he was searching for someone. Anna's throat tightened. He smiled, not kindly, not warmly, but like someone who enjoyed fear. You must be Anna. Her body went cold. How do you know my name? He stepped closer. Marcus talks a lot when he's desperate. Her heart nearly stopped. She stood up instinctively, backing away. I don't know what you're talking about. The man laughed. You're cute. No wonder he's trying to protect you. Anna's breath shook. Tiana is upstairs. I know, he said calmly. I'm not here for her. His eyes sliced into Anna. I'm here for you. Anna's pulse hammered in her ears. What do you want? Information, he said simply. Where is Marcus? I don't know. He raised an eyebrow. Lying won't help you. I'm not lying, she whispered. The man stepped closer and she pressed her back against the wall. Panic shot through her chest like fire. She needed to yell. She needed to run. But her voice refused to come out. Suddenly, a loud crash broke through the air as Tiana's bedroom door slammed open upstairs. Anna? Tiana called out. I forgot to ask if you want juice. You should go back upstairs, Tiana, the man said without turning around. Anna's heart dropped. No, Tiana, don't. Tiana stopped halfway down the stairs, confusion turning into horror as she saw the stranger. Who are you? Tiana yelled. The man sighed impatiently. Leave us. Before anything worse could happen, another sound split the room. The back door burst open. And Marcus stormed inside. But this was not the Marcus Anna knew. This Marcus wasn't calm. He wasn't quiet. He wasn't careful. He was furious. His chest heaved, eyes blazing with a cold fire that looked capable of destroying everything it touched. His fists were clenched, knuckles bruised, blood dripping from one hand. Move away from her, Marcus said, voice deadly. The stranger smirked. You're late. Marcus stepped forward slowly like a predator. Touch her, and I'll end you. Anna had never seen him like this, shaking with anger, jaw tight, veins standing out along his arms. Tiana stood frozen at the stairs, eyes wide with terror. The stranger chuckled. Relax. I was only talking to her. You don't talk to her, Marcus growled. You've become soft, the man taunted. All because of one girl? Marcus didn't answer. His eyes never left Anna, checking if she was okay. It was written in his face, panic, rage, fear for her. Then he looked at the man again. Leave. Now. The man shrugged, stepping toward the door. This isn't over, Marcus. You know what the boss wants. Marcus didn't speak. He just stood there, shaking with anger, breathing hard until the stranger walked outside and disappeared. Finally, Anna exhaled shakily, knees weak. Marcus turned to her immediately. Are you hurt? She shook her head. No, but Marcus, who was that? What does he want with you? Marcus swallowed hard, his voice low and broken. He wants to drag me back. Tiana looked between them, confused. Back where? Marcus closed his eyes painfully. To the underground group I escaped from. Then he looked at Anna. And they'll stop at nothing to get to me, even if it means using you. Anna felt the room tilt slightly as Marcus's words sank deep into her bones. They'll stop at nothing to get to me, even if it means using you. Everything she had feared, everything she had sensed, was bigger, darker, and more dangerous than she imagined. Tiana stood at the foot of the stairs, stunned and speechless. She looked at her brother like she didn't recognize him anymore. Marcus, Tiana whispered, voice trembling, what did you do? Marcus didn't answer immediately. He kept his eyes on Anna as if she was the only thing that mattered right now, the only thing keeping him from falling apart. We need to leave, he said abruptly. Now. Tiana blinked. Leave? Go where? Anywhere but here, he said sharply. They know Anna's name. They know Tiana lives here. They know everything. He ran a hand through his hair, pacing like a trapped animal. I shouldn't have come back. I shouldn't have involved any of you. Anna stepped closer to him even though her heart thudded painfully. Marcus, stop. Talk to us. What exactly did you get involved with? He stopped pacing. The room grew still. Then slowly he raised his sleeve, revealing a tattoo on his forearm. A mark. A symbol carved into skin. A black dagger wrapped in a serpent. Anna gasped. Tiana covered her mouth. Marcus, no, not them. Not the serpent circle. Anna turned to Tiana quickly. You know them? Tiana nodded, trembling. Everyone knows them. They're not just a gang. They're a whole underground network. Illegal trade, weapons, blood deals, all of it. Once you join them, you don't get out. Her eyes filled. Marcus, you didn't? He looked down, shame shadowing his face. I was stupid. I was 17. Angry. Lost. They offered me power, protection, a brotherhood. I thought it was strength. He exhaled shakily. It was a trap. Anna's heart cracked open. She had never seen Marcus look small. Not until now. They own you, he continued. And when you try to leave, they don't just let you walk away, they hunt you. Tiana sat down slowly, tears in her eyes. Why didn't you tell us? Because I didn't want you anywhere near this world. He looked painfully at his sister. Especially you. Then he turned to Anna, his eyes softening, full of something raw, deep, and unspoken. And definitely not you. Anna swallowed. Then why did you come back? Silence. Marcus clenched his jaw, looked down, then looked at her with a truth too heavy to hide. Because I couldn't stay away from you anymore. Anna froze. Her breath caught. Even Tiana stiffened. Marcus turned away quickly, running a hand over his face as if regretting what he just confessed. I know it's stupid. I know it's the worst timing. I know you didn't ask for any of this. But the moment I heard your voice on the phone with Tiana last week, I knew I'd come home. I just needed to see you again. Anna's chest tightened, warmth and fear colliding inside her. She didn't know how to answer. She didn't know what she felt. Attraction? Yes. Fear? Absolutely. But also something deeper, something that terrified her more than anything the Serpent Circle could do. She cared for him. Deeply. Tiana wiped her eyes, stood up, and took control like the big sister she was. Okay. Enough crying. We're not safe here. Marcus, what do we do? Marcus inhaled deeply, pulling himself together. We leave the house. Pack only essentials. We stay together. They won't make a move if we're not alone. Anna nodded, her hands shaking as she grabbed her bag. But Marcus grabbed her wrist gently. Anna, stay close to me. Don't leave my side. The sincerity in his voice stole her breath. I won't, she whispered. Within 10 minutes, the three were outside, walking fast. Marcus stayed slightly ahead, scanning every corner, every shadow. His body was tense, ready for a fight at any second. "Where are we going?" Tiana asked. "My safe spot," Marcus replied. "Somewhere they won't think to look immediately." Anna studied him as they walked. His protective stance, the way he kept checking their surroundings, the fierceness in his eyes whenever someone passed too close. This wasn't just a man running from danger. This was a man who would kill to keep them safe. They reached a small abandoned building near an old mechanic workshop. Marcus pushed open the rusted door and led them inside. The room was dusty but hidden. "This will do for now," he said. Tiana sat on an overturned crate, exhausted. Anna walked toward Marcus. "You okay?" she whispered. Marcus looked at her, something vulnerable flickering behind his tough exterior. "You shouldn't be here. I'm dragging you into the dark." "You didn't drag me," Anna said softly. "I walked because I didn't want you facing it alone." He stared at her like her words melted something inside him. His breath hitched. "Anna, don't say things like that." "Why not?" "Because I don't know how to protect my heart from you." Her heart skipped. He stepped closer, their breaths mixing, tension thick as smoke. But before anything else could happen, a loud banging echoed from outside. Tiana gasped. "Marcus, someone's here." Marcus's eyes turned cold again. "They found us." He grabbed Anna's hand tightly. "Stay behind me." The door rattled violently. A voice called from outside. "Marcus, you know the rules. No one leaves the serpent circle." Anna's blood turned to ice. Marcus pulled her closer, whispering fiercely, "I'm not letting them touch you. Not even if it kills me." The banging on the metal door shook the entire abandoned building, each hit echoing through Anna's chest like thunder. Marcus pulled her behind him, shielding her with his entire body, while Tiana backed into the farthest corner, trembling. "Marcus," the voice growled from outside. "Open this door before we break it down." Anna clutched Marcus's shirt. We can run. We can go through the back." "There is no back exit," Marcus whispered, eyes fixed on the door. "Just stay behind me. No matter what happens." "But Marcus." He placed a finger against her lips. "Anna, please." Her heart shattered at the raw desperation in his voice. With one final blow, the hinges groaned. Dust fell from the ceiling. Tiana sobbed. "Marcus, we're going to die." Marcus glanced back at her, eyes softening with a brother's guilt. "Not you. I'll make sure of it." The door finally burst open. 3 men stepped in, 2 with long scars across their arms and the one in the middle, the same man from Tiana's house. The one Marcus called the Hunter. He smiled darkly. "Running again? You really don't learn." Marcus moved slightly to the side, keeping Anna hidden behind him. "She has nothing to do with this. Leave the girls alone." "Oh," the leader said, tilting his head. "But you made her involved the moment you ran to her window last night." Anna's stomach twisted. They knew everything. The man took a step forward. Marcus tensed. "Touch her," Marcus warned, "and I swear." "You'll what?" The man chuckled. "Fight all of us? You think you can walk away from the circle with 2 girls under your arm like some hero?" Marcus, you knew the consequence the moment you betrayed us." Marcus gritted his teeth so hard his jaw shook. "I didn't betray you. I left." "Same thing," the man smirked. Anna suddenly felt Marcus's hand grip hers tightly, too tightly. It wasn't fear. It was goodbye. Her voice cracked. "Marcus, don't do anything stupid." He didn't look back at her, but she felt the tremor in his hand. "I have to." He stepped forward, pushing her gently behind a metal shelf. "Stay there. Don't come out." "Marcus." "Anna," he whispered, voice breaking, "if anything happens, promise me you'll live. Promise me you won't follow me into this darkness." Her eyes filled with tears. "I can't promise that." He finally turned to her, and the look in his eyes destroyed her. Well, surrender. Please. For me." Before she could answer, the leader snapped his fingers. And the 2 men lunged. Marcus moved like a storm unleashed. He fought hard, too hard. Each punch he threw carried desperation. Every hit he took made Anna cry out. He blocked a knife swing, grabbed a pipe from the floor, defended himself with everything inside him. But there were too many of them. And he was fighting alone. "Marcus." Anna screamed, trying to run to him. One of the men shoved her back roughly. She hit the wall hard, pain shooting up her spine. "Anna." Marcus roared, punching wildly, trying to break free. But they pinned him. 2 on his arms. 1 gripping his throat. He choked, struggling, gasping for air. Tiana sobbed uncontrollably. "Stop. Let him go. Please, he's my brother." The leader ignored her, walking slowly to Marcus, crouching down to meet his eyes. You could have been someone great in the circle, he said. But you chose weakness. You chose love. Marcus's eyes burned with defiance, even as he gasped for air. If loving someone is weakness, then I'm proud of it. The leader looked at Anna. And smiled. Anna froze. No, Marcus Raspid. Don't touch her. Please. The man raised his hand. And slammed his boot into Marcus's ribs. Marcus's scream ripped through her. Stop. Anna cried, crawling toward him. A gun was cocked. Pointed at her head. Marcus thrashed. No. I'll come back. I'll do anything. Just don't hurt her. The leader paused. Anna held her breath. Then the leader tilted his head. Come back alone, or I kill her. Marcus's entire body went still. Tears spilled down his face. Anna shook her head violently. No. Marcus, don't go back to them. They'll kill you. He looked at her, eyes full of a love he never got to speak fully. I'd rather die, he whispered, than let anything happen to you. The leader smirked. Wrong choice. Then he nodded at his men. A gunshot erupted. Anna screamed so loud her throat tore. For a second, time stopped. Marcus fell to his knees. Blood bloomed across his side. His eyes widened not in fear, but in heartbreak. Anna, he whispered, collapsing forward. Anna crawled to him, catching his body before it hit the ground. Marcus, stay with me. Please stay, please don't leave me. He touched her cheek weakly, his blood staining her skin. I'm sorry. I should have stayed away. No, she cried, shaking. Please, Marcus, please, don't do this, don't leave me. His breathing slowed. His hand dropped. His eyes dimmed. The leader sighed, annoyed. Clean this up. Anna held Marcus's lifeless body, sobbing uncontrollably as the world collapsed around her. Her first love. Her almost future. Gone. Stolen by the shadows he tried so hard to escape. And there, with Marcus dead in her arms, Anna understood one thing painfully clear. Love didn't save them. Love killed him. Anna did not feel her own heartbeat for several seconds after Marcus went still in her arms. The world around her muted, turning cold and hollow, like sound itself had died with him. She couldn't hear Tiana screaming. She couldn't hear the men moving. She couldn't even hear her own breath. All she saw was Marcus. His lashes still. His lips parted slightly. His body heavy in her arms. A warmth leaving him too quickly. Marcus, she whispered, voice cracking. Wake up, please, just breathe. But his chest didn't rise. It never would again. Tiana fell to her knees beside them, her hands shaking violently. Marcus, no, please no. She pushed at his shoulder, desperate. Wake up. You promised? You promised me you'd come back. The leader of the Serpent Circle looked down at them with bored eyes. Take them, he ordered his men. We'll deal with the girls later. Two men approached Anna. Instinct took over. She wrapped her arms around Marcus's body, clinging to him like they were trying to rip her own heart away. Don't touch him, she screamed. They didn't care. Rough hands grabbed her shoulders, dragging her away from his body. Anna clawed, kicked, scratched, anything to stay with him. Let go of me. Let me go. Tiana tried to fight too, but one of the men shoved her so hard she hit the floor. Anna felt something inside her snap. You killed him, she screamed, voice raw. You monsters. The leader sighed. Keep her quiet. A hand hit the back of her head, once hard. Darkness folded over her. When Anna woke, the air was cold and smelled like metal. She blinked slowly, vision blurry. Her wrists were tied. Her ankles too. She was lying on the dusty floor of an empty warehouse. Her heart lurched. Marcus, she choked out, eyes scanning wildly. Marcus. But he wasn't there. He would never be there again. A sob climbed up her throat, sharp and suffocating. Anna? She turned toward the weak voice. Tiana. She was tied to a pillar, face bruised, eyes red and swollen. Tiana, Anna whispered. She crawled toward her despite the ropes cutting into her skin. Are you okay? Tiana shook her head, breaking into uncontrollable sobs. They killed him. Anna, they killed my brother. Anna pressed her forehead against Tiana's shoulder, both girls trembling as they cried quietly in the dark. I should have gone home, Anna whispered. I should never have come to your house. I brought this danger to you. No, Tiana said, shaking her head violently. Don't say that. Marcus, he loved you. He came back because of you. That wasn't your fault. Anna closed her eyes tightly. But now he's gone. Tiana broke again, sobbing harder. Moments later, footsteps echoed through the warehouse. The leader walked in alone. Anna felt hatred rise like fire in her throat. "Why are we still alive?" she demanded through clenched teeth. He smirked. "Insurance." "We're not cooperating," Anna snapped. "So kill us and finish what you started." Tiana gasped. "Anna?" The leader chuckled. "If I kill you now, no one will spread the message. Marcus's death needs to mean something." Anna glared. "You murdered him." "What message could justify that?" "That the Serpent Circle owns its people," he said coldly. "No one leaves alive. And anyone they love becomes collateral." Anna's blood ran cold. "So you're going to kill us too?" she whispered. "Eventually," he said. "But not now." With a nod, he walked out, leaving a guard at the door. Anna sat in silence, shaking with grief and rage so deep it felt poisonous. "Anna," Tiana whispered, voice broken. "What do we do?" Anna stared at the door. At the ropes on her wrists. At the empty void Marcus left behind. Her voice was barely a breath. "We survive." Tiana stared at her, confused and trembling. "How?" Anna's eyes hardened, tears drying on her cheeks. "Because Marcus died protecting us. And I refused to let his death be for nothing." But her heart ached. Heavy. Unbearable. Marcus wasn't coming back. His warmth. His voice. His quiet protectiveness. The way he looked at her like she was the only light left in his life. Gone. A sudden memory hit her. Marcus holding her close during the motorcycle ride, whispering, "Stay safe, for me." And here she was. Tied. Powerless. Broken. A quiet despair filled her chest. "I'm so sorry, Marcus," she whispered into the darkness. "I'm so sorry I couldn't save you." Tiana began crying again. "I want my brother back." Anna pulled as close as she could to Tiana and let her cry. She stroked her friend's hair gently, even as her own tears fell silently. "We'll get out," Anna whispered, though she didn't believe her own words. Marcus wanted that. Silence swallowed the warehouse. But deep down, Anna knew something had changed inside her. She wasn't the same girl who fell for Marcus's shadowed smile. She was a girl filled with loss, fire, and the shattering truth that loving him didn't bring him peace. Loving him killed him. And nothing she did next would ever erase that. Anna didn't know how long she sat in the darkness, minutes, hours, a lifetime. Time had lost its shape ever since Marcus took his last breath in her arms. The warehouse felt colder now, as if the world itself had iced over since he was gone. The guard at the door yawned, bored. His gun hung lazily from his shoulder. Anna slowly leaned toward Tiana. "Oh, listen to me," she whispered. Tiana sniffled, eyes puffy from crying. "What?" "I'm going to get us out of here." Tiana stared at her like she'd lost her mind. "Anna, we're tied up. My brother is dead. They're going to kill us next." "How? How can we even try?" "Because Marcus died protecting us," Anna said, voice trembling but firm. "And I refuse to let his death be the end of our story." Tiana swallowed, staring at the ropes cutting into her wrists. "What do we do?" Anna glanced at the guard again. He was scrolling through his phone, barely paying attention. "Perfect." Anna lowered her voice even more. "Lean back. Pretend you're in pain. Cry loudly." Tiana blinked. "Why?" "Because he'll come over," Anna whispered. "And when he does, I'm grabbing his gun." Tiana stared at her, horrified. "Anna, that's suicide." "Everything is suicide at this point," Anna said quietly. "This is our only chance." Tiana's breath shook, but she nodded. She took a deep inhale, then screamed. A raw, broken sound ripped through the warehouse. "Please? I can't breathe, help me." Tiana yelled, twisting like she was suffocating. The guard groaned. "Oh my God, what now?" He walked over lazily, tapping his phone off. Anna's heart pounded so hard she thought the guard might hear it. Her fingers tightened, ready. The guard kneeled in front of Tiana. "Stop screaming, girl. You're not dying." Anna moved. She kicked her legs out hard, sweeping them behind the guard's ankles. He gasped, losing balance. Anna lunged, grabbing at the gun still strapped to his shoulder. But the guard wasn't as unprepared as she hoped. His elbow slammed back into her face. Anna fell sideways, stars bursting in her vision. "You little—" the guard roared, reaching for his gun. Anna kicked again, this time hitting his shin so hard he stumbled. Tiana screamed, "Anna? Grab it!" Anna scrambled, fingers brushing the metal grip. A gunshot exploded through the warehouse. Anna froze. Tiana froze. Even the dust in the air seemed to stop moving. The guard looked down at his chest, eyes wide in disbelief. Blood spread across his shirt. He collapsed. Dead. Anna slowly turned. The Serpent Circle leader stood at the doorway. Cold. Unbothered. Gun still raised. Tiana whimpered, pressing her forehead to the pillar. Anna felt the last fragments of hope crumble inside her chest. The leader walked forward with slow, deliberate steps. His boots echoed on the concrete like death itself approaching. "You thought you'd escape?" he asked softly. Anna glared at him despite the terror in her veins. "You killed Marcus. You took everything. What more do you want?" The man crouched in front of her, tilting his head. "Marcus chose death when he betrayed his family," he murmured. "But you were innocent." Anna's heart pounded. "Then let us go." "No," his cold smile returned. "Innocence makes loss more painful. And pain is a lesson." Anna looked him dead in the eyes. "You're a monster." "That I am," he said calmly. And Marcus knew that better than anyone. The leader stood again and signaled two men waiting outside to drag the guard's body away. "Get up," he said. "We're tied," Anna snapped. Without warning, he grabbed her by the hair and yanked her upward. Anna gasped in pain, struggling to stay on her feet as her wrists throbbed under the ropes. Tiana cried out, "Stop. Please." "It's time," the leader said simply. "I've decided what to do with you." Tiana shook violently against her restraints. "Don't kill her. Please, kill me instead." The leader raised an eyebrow. "How dramatic. But no, your fate will be worse than hers." Anna swallowed hard, fear tightening around her throat. "What fate?" she whispered. He turned to Anna slowly. "You'll live," he said. "With the memory of Marcus dying because of you. With the guilt. With the nightmares. That is far more effective than death." Anna felt the room tilt. He leaned closer, his voice a whisper in her ear. "And every time you breathe, you'll remember that you're alive because he isn't." Her heart shattered all over again. He stepped back and nodded to his men. "Untie her. Dump her outside. Make sure she doesn't die." Tiana screamed, "No. Don't take her. Don't take her away from me." But the men were already pulling Anna toward the exit. "Let me stay with her." Anna begged, kicking, crying. "Tiana, I'll come back for you. I swear." Tiana reached out desperately with tied hands. "Anna, please." The warehouse doors slammed shut between them. Anna was dragged into the cold night, thrown into wet dirt like trash. The last thing she heard before passing out was her own heartbeat breaking. Anna woke slowly, her body sore and bruised, the cold biting through her thin hoodie. Dirt and gravel clung to her clothes. Her wrists were sore but not tied anymore. The Serpent Circle had dumped her on the edge of an abandoned street, leaving her alone in the darkness. The night was quiet, eerily quiet, except for the occasional distant car and the hum of the city far away. She rose shakily to her feet, her mind replaying every moment from the warehouse. The sound of Marcus's voice, the way he had fallen into her arms, the warmth that had left her world forever. The memory twisted her stomach like a knife. Her tears blurred her vision. She stumbled toward a small bench at the corner of the street, collapsing into it. She could still feel him, as if a part of him was clinging to her, whispering through the empty void he left behind. And then, with trembling hands, she noticed a small envelope on the ground, half buried in dirt. It was addressed to her. Anna froze. She hadn't seen anyone drop it, hadn't heard it flutter in the wind. Her fingers shook as she picked it up. The handwriting was unmistakable, Marcus's precise, elegant script. "Anna," she read aloud in a voice so fragile it barely carried. Her hands trembled as she tore open the envelope. Inside was a single sheet of paper, slightly creased, his words written in black ink. "If you are reading this, then I am gone. I tried to protect you. I tried to keep you safe from the darkness I knew was coming. I failed. I can't be with you, Anna. Not in this life. Not when the people I left behind would never let you live peacefully because of me. I am leaving the shadows, but they will follow you anyway if I stay. You deserve more than my mess. You deserve life, light, freedom. I am sorry for leaving you with grief. I am sorry for leaving you with fear. I wish I could have held your hand one last time and told you that loving you was the only good thing in my life. But I can't. I am gone and I am leaving you here, alive. That is the only gift I can give you now. Live Anna. Survive. Carry our love in your heart even if it breaks you. I will see you in your memories and maybe in another life, we will meet again where darkness cannot touch us. Forever yours, Marcus." Anna's hands trembled violently. The paper fell from her lap. Her chest felt as if it had been crushed under a mountain. She sobbed uncontrollably, the sound echoing into the empty street. Her knees gave out and she collapsed, hugging herself as though the envelope might somehow hold him. She could still feel his presence, the memory of his warmth, the brush of his hand on hers, the way he had whispered her name one last time. Tears blurred her vision. "Marcus," she whispered brokenly. Why did it have to be you?" The streets were silent. The city seemed cruelly indifferent to her grief, as though the world had moved on while she was frozen in the moment Marcus died. She looked at the envelope again, trying to memorize his handwriting, trying to hold on to anything tangible. But all she could feel was loss. The heavy, suffocating weight of love that could not save the one she cherished most. Anna stayed there until dawn, curled into herself on the cold bench. She could hear the faint sounds of life beginning, people going to work, birds stirring, the city waking up, but nothing could wake her from the nightmare that had become her reality. Eventually she stood, stiff and trembling. She pressed the envelope to her chest. Every step she took toward home felt hollow, as though she were walking through someone else's life. Each step reminded her that Marcus was truly gone, that the man who had protected her, loved her, and brought warmth into the darkness of her world was gone forever. When she arrived home, she did not speak to Tiana at first. She sat in her room for hours, reading the letter over and over. She could almost hear his voice whispering the words, soft and tender. And each time she read it, the pain surged anew, like waves crashing over her chest, relentless and unyielding. Tiana eventually came in, silent, standing in the doorway. "Anna?" she said softly. Anna looked up, eyes swollen and red. "He's gone, Tiana," she whispered, voice breaking. "He left us, and he left this letter." Tiana crossed the room and sat beside her. They held hands in silence, two hearts shattered by the same loss. There were no words that could make it better. Marcus's absence was a wound too deep for language. Days passed. Weeks passed. But Anna couldn't shake the memory of him, couldn't move on. Every corner of her mind was haunted by his voice, his smile, the way he had held her close in his final moments. She couldn't forget. She didn't want to forget. She read the letter over and over, clinging to it as though it were a lifeline. Every word he had written burned into her heart. "Live, Anna. Survive. Carry our love in your heart, even if it breaks you." And she did. But survival was no redemption. It was a hollow victory. She lived, but each breath was haunted by the shadow of Marcus. Every smile was edged with pain. Every night, she cried for the love she had lost and the man who had sacrificed himself to protect her. Sometimes, when the wind blew softly through her window, she thought she could hear him whispering, reminding her to keep going. But it was never enough to fill the emptiness. Anna's life continued. She finished school, got a job, moved into her own apartment. She laughed sometimes, smiled sometimes. But she always carried the letter in her drawer. She never let anyone see it. It was the last piece of Marcus, her only connection to the man who had been her everything and was now nothing but a memory. And at night, she would often stare at the moon, imagining him somewhere beyond the darkness, whispering her name. A tear would escape, sliding down her cheek. She would clutch the letter to her chest, whisper his name and remember the warmth, the danger, the love and the sacrifice. She survived. She lived. But Marcus was gone. And the world was colder without him.